Chapter 2, Countdown to the Showdown, Section 4. Shoaib ibn Saleh has heralded Mahdi's rise. Praise be to God, and peace and blessings be upon the Prince of the Prophets and his household. Those who eagerly await Imam Mahdi know a name as the herald of Imam Mahdi's rise, Shoaib ibn Saleh. In Islamic prophecies, his name chiefly figures in campaigns against the Sufyani's forces. Multiple hadiths in both Sunni and Shia books predict Imam Mahdi's rise following the Sufyani's rise. The period between the leadership of Shoaib ibn Saleh and the rise of Imam Mahdi is 72 months, that is 6 years. Kitab al-Fitan, Urdu edition, narration 851. It has been reported from Imam Jafar as-Sadiq that the role of the Sufyani, against whom Imam Mahdi will rise, will not be for more than 15 months. And since the leadership of Shoaib ibn Saleh precedes the rise of Imam Mahdi by 6 years, it implies that Shoaib ibn Saleh must have engaged the first Sufyani's forces. Reports of Hassan al-Basri and Muhammad ibn al-Hanafiya predict the emergence of Shoaib ibn Saleh from Rai in Khurasan, leading 4,000 men dressed in white with black ensigns, the vanguard of Imam Mahdi's army, who will defeat the Sufyani's forces and camp in the Holy Land, pave the way for Imam Mahdi's ascendancy, and will send from Sham, the Levant, 300 men to him. Kitab al-Fitan, Urdu edition, narrations 851 and 854. Shoaib's emergence from Rai, now the Iranian capital Tehran, with black ensigns, suggests him to be a major Iranian general. The Iranian nation believes Imam Mahdi to be its real ruler, its leader to be his deputy, Naib, and its soldiers to be the sentinels of Imam Mahdi. See the Shia Revival, pages 131, 132 and 133. Since centuries, Shiism, the dominant creed of Iranians, has been identified with black ensigns. The elite Al-Quds, the Holy Land force of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, with its white off-white camouflaged personnel and black ensigns bearing Quranic inscriptions, carries out foreign military operations of Iran, assists Hezbollah and the Palestinian fighters in the struggle for the freedom of the Holy Land, and works to defend embattled Shiite communities in war zones, owing to which it played the key role in leading the Iraqi Shia militias to defeat the Qaeda-IS followers of Abu Mus'ab Zarqawi, the first Sufyani as established in the section "We are in the days of the Sufyani." So, here is the vanguard, the elite Al-Quds force of Imam Mahdi's army, the Islamic Revolutionary Guards. But where is its leader, the stubbly-faced Shoaib ibn Saleh, a non-Arab associate of Tamimis, who have a heavy presence in the Iraqi Shia militias? Kitab al-Fitan, Urdu edition, narrations 858, 854 and 871. The Iranian ruler, whose forces Shoaib ibn Saleh leads, is predicted to be a Hashimid with a problem in his right hand. Kitab al-Fitan, Darul Fikr print, pages 189 and 192. Observers know that the international policy of Iran, driven by Shia millenarian expectations, is to pave the way for Imam Mahdi's ascendancy, as sermons of the supreme leader Ayatollah Sayyid Ali al-Khamenei al-Hashimi al-Husseini can make you feel, whose paralysis in his right hand is well known. The man who made the impact of this policy felt from Afghanistan to Iraq, from Gaza to Lebanon, from Yemen to Syria, creating history since his youth and energetically leading the Al-Quds force through its saga of lofty victories, who vexed the American tyrants to the point that they openly and brazenly flouted international laws to murder this great Iranian hero of the Muslim Ummah, was the ensign of Imam Mahdi, Major General Qasim Soleimani. Qasim and Shoaib both mean disperser. Soleimani denotes descent from Suleiman, as Ibn Saleh means son of Saleh. Both Saleh and Sulaiman mean well and sound. So, Qasim is equal to Shoaib and Sulaimani is equal to Ibn Saleh. Thus, Qasim Sulaimani is equal to Shoaib ibn Saleh. The period between the campaigns led by Shoaib ibn Saleh and the ascendancy of Imam Mahdi is 6 years. Kitab al-Fitan, Author edition, narration 851. General Qasim, Allah bless him, attained martyrdom in 2020. So Imam Mahdi's rise against the Sufyani's tyranny should commence in the year 2026. The Quran corroborates it. In Surah Al-Fajr, the talk about the destruction of tyrants is preceded by an oath. By the dawn, and 10 nights, and the even and the odd, and the night when it departs. Is therein an oath for a thinking man? Verse 1. By the dawn. Shia hadiths say that it is the dawn of the 10th of Muharram, the day of Karbala, plague and signs, and the rise of Imam Mahdi. Verse 2. And 10 nights. The first 10 nights of Muharram, as is in Shia hadiths. Some Sunni reports too indicate Mahdi's rise to begin in Muharram. See Kitab al-Fitan, Urdu edition, narrations 613 and 938. Verse 3. And the even and the odd. These are the 2 units Shafa Salat and 1 unit Watr Salat offered at the end of the night. Verse 4. And the night when it departs. The oath in these verses indicates the coming of the dawn of justice through Imam Mahdi to obliterate the darkness of tyranny. But when? Verse 5. Is therein an oath for a thinking man? The oath part of this surah ends with this intriguing and thought-provoking verse. In this question lies the answer. Arabs in old times before they adopted the Indian numeral system had assigned numerical values to the Arabic letters for use in mathematical studies, called abjad values. The sum of the abjad values of the Arabic letters in Al-Fajr verse 5 is 5 plus 30 plus 80 plus 10 plus 700 plus 30 plus 20 plus 100 plus 60 plus 40 plus 30 plus 700 plus 10 plus 8 plus 3 plus 200 is equal to 2026. The name of Imam Mahdi is Muhammad, and the name Muhammad occurs 4 times in the Quran. The last 2 times this name occurs in the Quran is in 2 consecutive surahs. Surah 47, named Muhammad, and Surah 48, named Al-Fatah, the Conquest. Surah 47 and Surah 48 fall in the 26th section, or juz, or para, of the Quran, called Hamim, HM, initials of 2 main Shia titles of the Imam, Al-Hujjah al-Mahdi. Shia name him as Muhammad al-Hujjah al-Mahdi. Interestingly, the Hijri year 1447 ends in 2026 AD, and in 2026 AD, the Hijri year 1448 begins. Imam Muhammad al-Mahdi will rise against the tyrannical rule of the Sufyani. And verse 22 of Surah 47, Muhammad, pertains to tyrannical rule. The surah that follows, Surah 48, is titled Al-Fatah, the Conquest, and it is the last surah in the Quran in which the name Muhammad occurs. Moreover, the last verse of Surah 47, Muhammad, has been reported from the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, to be about Iranians, even in Sunni exegesis. Allah said, and if you people, that is, the Arabs, and if you people turn away, He will substitute another people for you. then they will not be the likes of you. Surah Muhammad, verse 38. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, and his family was asked about these non-Arab people, he placed his hand on the shoulder of Solomon the Persian and said, "This one and his companions, by the one in whose hand is my soul, if fate was suspended from Pleiades, men from Persia would reach it." Tirmidhi, narration 3261. Following the 1979 Islamic Revolution, which made Iran the country of Imam Mahdi, the first war that the Iranians fought as the sentinels of Imam Mahdi was the near decade-long Iran-Iraq-Saddam-era war, which ended up in full Iraqi pullout by 1989. Surah 89 is Al-Fajr, the dawn, whose first 5 verses signal the rise of Imam Mahdi in 2026, as we discussed. Qasem Soleimani was a veteran of the Iran-Iraq war. So, we have ascertained through several ways that the martyrdom of Qasem Soleimani in 2020 might have heralded the rise of Imam Mahdi in 2026, God willing. And God knows best.